If you call yourself a brand designer, but you start every project with a color palette or with logo concepts, you're not actually doing branding. You're doing visual identity design. I know it's harsh, but understanding the difference is key to triple your project's worth. I figured this out 4 years ago when I discovered Christo from the future, but even before that, I couldn't understand designers that jumped straight into visuals. I'd always ask myself, where do I even start? Why does this brand exist? Why is it special? It felt impossible to design without those questions answered, and so if you feel the same way, don't worry, because today I'll show you why that instinct was so important and how it changed everything for me. Hi everyone, I'm Chiara and this is Purchase Hub, where I provide you with the right tools to succeed in life. Today we'll break down what real brand design looks like versus just visual identity design. I'll show you actual examples of both, and by the end you'll know exactly which one you're doing and how to level up. 3 years ago I was working with a client, a sushi restaurant, as a brand designer. So I started with my usual questions. Why are you here? Who are you here for? What's special about you and why should they choose you over someone else? Etc. And they looked at me like I was, I don't know, an alien. They just said that they wanted a logo and that's it. And that's when I understood that most people who are looking for a brand designer, they are actually looking for a visual identity designer. And most designers are happy to give them exactly that. Most designers follow this process. They go from the brief to logo concepts to a color palette to typography to the delivery. But actual brand design and branding involve research, and then based on that, brand strategy, and then based on that, brand identity design. And then finally, the brand identity design gets translated into visuals, into the visual identity system. See the difference? One starts with aesthetics and one starts with strategy. Let me show you exactly what happens when rebranding focuses only on aesthetics. Today, generally, we are looking at a phenomenon that happens called blanding, where every single brand looks basically the same. For example, Gap in 2010 spent months and budget on a rebranding project, but they never addressed their strategic problem, which was they were losing relevance among their target audience, and so they thought that they needed to fix it just by doing a visual rebrand without touching on the strategy. Within 6 days, customer backlash forced them to change back to their previous logo, again after months and budget on working on it. On the other hand, look at Jaguar's newest transformation. Most people think that the new logo is part of this blending phenomenon, but in actuality, Jaguar spent 2 years researching the new audience shift. They discovered that traditional customers were aging out and younger luxury buyers wanted sustainability and inclusivity. So they didn't just change visuals, they repositioned themselves from British heritage luxury to progressive luxury for the future. The new identity also reflects these strategic decisions, like electric cars only by 2025 and a younger and more inclusive demographic targeting. Here's where the difference between branding and visual identity design matters more than just a better design process. When clients get just the visual identity, that's the branding, without the brand strategy, 3 things happen. First, the brand looks generic because the rebranding wasn't based on strategic differentiation, and also maybe the visuals follow the trend at the time. So in 2-3 years time, it's gonna be out of fashion. Second, the rebrand doesn't connect with the target audience because there was never a research about the audience in the first place. And third, the brand fails. Going back to the second point, if a brand sells products for seniors but is visually appealing to a younger audience, then it might as well not exist. I've seen this happen over and over. Beautiful brands but with zero impact. And that's because they're not speaking to the right people, or maybe they haven't even defined their voice or personality, and so what they are saying is not the right solution for them. This all clicked for me again when I discovered Christo from the future, who among other gems said,
if you don't hire copyright, if you're not doing strategy, positioning, product development, user experience design, customer service design, you, my friend, are not doing branding. You're creating symbols.
That's when I found out I wasn't crazy. I was actually asking the right question and doing the right job. It's just unfortunate that most brand designers don't know it. So if you recognize yourself in the visual identity camp, here's how to level up. Step 1. Start with every project with these 3 questions. Why does the brand exist? Who is it for? And if it were a person, what personality would it have? Step 2. Do your research. please. Research about their competitors, what they are doing right, what they are doing wrong, get ideas on what to do, what not to do. Show that your brand strategy and visual identity are both based on actual facts and insights. Position yourself differently with your clients. You're not just the visual identity designer, you are the brand designer. You are the one who can bring true value to one's brand. Here's what happens when you make the shift. Clients don't see you as the visual executor anymore, but they value as their strategic partner who truly elevates their brand. Your fees can easily double, triple, because you're not just making things pretty anymore, but you're solving business problems. And personally, the work just becomes more satisfying and fulfilling. 5 years ago, I was just another designer making logos, but today I'm building brand strategies that transform businesses. And it all started by asking the right questions. So again, if you call yourself a brand designer, but you start every project with a logo concept or a color palette, are you really branding? Now you know the answer. And not only that, you know how to change it. So let me know in the comments, are you doing visual identity or are you doing actual branding? If this video was helpful, please feel free to subscribe as I post more strategic design content, and watch this video to learn more about the framework I invented for content creators for them to start their personal branding journey. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye!